Hello everybody, good to see you all. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do today, to be honest. I wasn't sure what to do anyway today, but when I got the news from Zoo, I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do now? So yes, Zoo has passed away. For the people that are not sure about who he is, Zoo is a content creator of a No Man's Sky content creator, or was a No Man's Sky content creator. As far as I know, he passed away today. I'm not entirely sure what the circumstances are, but it was a big shock to hear that. I mean, I knew that he wasn't doing well in health, but it doesn't seem like it was due to his health. Seems like it was an accident. If you want to keep in touch, I would say if you want to keep in the loop about this, I would say definitely check out Ricey. He's gonna be most likely making the most content about this, or not content, I mean he will make share the information about it whenever there is a event that they're organizing, or when they are planning on maybe doing a memorial planet where people can build. I already know that I will be building, even if I don't like building that much anymore. I will be building on the planet. I'm not sure, Ricey, if you're here. I already know I will be building a pyramid as well, because we all know that Ricey was a big fan of pyramids. So yeah, this was planned to be more of a chill stream. I was planning on doing just some talking, maybe talk a bit about the ARG, see if we could check a bit about like the future, or what we're gonna do with Starfield. But for the moment, I'm not in the biggest mood for this. By the way, welcome everybody. Good to see you all. Let me see if I can play some music as well. Otherwise, it feels so quiet. Welcome everybody. Good to see you all. I still have the interview we had as well. Need to see, maybe we could make a video about it, a little bit of a memorial video about what was the name of the song that Zoo would play. I think it was a song that was created by Bortor, a friend of him, a friend of us. That station got pushed out of my teleport list. Do you have the location for his planet? I still do have a build there, but I'm not sure if it was in his hub. Excuse me. What I mean, Knight, is that I think when Ricey and the group are mostly closest to Zoo, there was a whole group that was very close to Zoo. I think they will be doing an event where they've been doing it for other players as well when they passed away. So they might be organizing a planet where people can go and build, and they just do like an event there, memorial, thinking about Zoo, a little bit of a, the best of stories. Hey Diavante. I mean, the No Man's Sky community is not the youngest community, first of all. Second of all, I've noticed that a lot of the members of the community are also either, older, or they sometimes are sick. There's a lot of people that, for example, played No Man's Sky that joined and played and loved No Man's Sky because they were depressed. I was one of these people, for example. So, I'm not sure. I would say there's a lot of creators that are... This is a weird thing to talk about, to be honest. But yeah. Goodbye, Zoo. It is a shock. It was definitely a shock when I saw the message. I was just preparing for my thumbnail. No, I wasn't prepared. I was doing something else. I did my thumbnail before. Anyway, I was doing something and I saw the message popping up on this on Twitter. I had no idea what to think about that. No, I can understand you, Davante. No worries. I mean, you think about, for example, damn it. People who are all very familiar with each other, so many tragic things happen. It's hard. True, Pitch. I mean, I don't know if there's always content creators that are like tight for a certain game, but I think of all games I've seen so far, the No Man's Sky community, content creator wise, is pretty tight. So yeah, you're right. Beiderbecke, but that's like 2 years ago now. Beiderbecke. I was talking about Kadena as well, Davante. Kadena passed away like last year. But this is what happens. I mean, we are you know, so close to each other that these things hit our heart. Especially if there's a person that has been so in the, you know, in your lives. If you're watching him, he has like 12,000, 13,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of people that he had a lot of people watching his stream. So Lord Zoo of the internet, yeah. When I heard it, I was thinking that with, like, you know, you have this mixed feeling of sadness and nostalgia. When you hear Zoo passed away, you were thinking, yeah, Zoo from the internet. So anyway, I was drinking some whiskey, and now cheers, Zoo, wherever you are. He's done some community mission, but I need to check, because I did an interview with DG Squared and him, see if I can maybe take some snippets and either share them on my stream or maybe share them with Ricey. Depends a bit on what the plan is. Hey Miyogi, welcome. I think they might do that, Mike. I think they might do that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna see Ricey or whatever, but we can ask. I'm pretty sure they will. They did the same for Beiderbecke. I think they did the same for Kadena as well. There is more members of the community that passed away, not only content creators. That has happened this before, so I'm assuming that will happen. Hey Daniel, I think the last video, yes, it was. To be honest, I was like, it's been a while since Zoo made a video. I hope he's alright. The thing is, Joe, is I think that Zoo's home planet might be already crowded, but there might be a Zoo system that might be empty still. Might be a good idea to go there and do something. I'll ask Ricey if there's any plan for doing that. Yeah, I heard it was an accident, but I have no details. Midnight, like, you know, I don't need to know them. It's just too bad. I mean, it's always bad when somebody passes away, but it was definitely something not expected. I don't know how old he was, but he was definitely not old. Hey Reynold, welcome. James, good to see you. Welcome, Propaganda. Yeah, for the moment, guys, we are not in the most cheerful mood. We are kind of having a little bit of a moment for Zoo. I had some idea to talk about the ARG and maybe Starfield, because I didn't want to make any content today about No Man's Sky. Really, not as in I didn't want to do like a speedrun. I didn't want to do a what you call it, bounty hunter run or whatever. I was just planning to talk to you, to be honest. So this was he found a new galaxy, kept flying. Yep, all his leaks are coming through for him now, Admiral. Well, he was ill, Captain Steve, but it's not his illness that... Well, you know what? I don't know. But it might have led to it. But it is indeed a big loss. It's always good to see him in the chat. It was always good to be able to jump in his stream. He's also, you know... How's the weather in Malta? Hot, Metal. Hot. Hey, Old Explorer, welcome. Atlas, good to see you. Wasn't terminally... No, he had for lack of better word, it was a nerve disease or a I don't want to, this is like a syndrome, so where the so I think it might have led to it, but I'm not sure. I don't want to go into depth as well. It's, you know, it's sad. And the Gallic, for the first time, he was nervous about what about happen. I'm sure we all have a lot of great memories. Hey Robert, welcome and thank you for the subscription. Hey Tricoder, welcomes. Hey Daniel, Randy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be something happening on the side of Ricey. Maybe they're going to be doing a multi-stream. I know that Ricey, Crisscross, Moose Gaming, who else was pretty close there? Although it was not, well, Moose Gaming, yes, but there was like a whole clique group of people that were together, that streamed a lot together and were talking. I think a Flowery Squirrel. And I know Arcadia, and I was like, well, I didn't know about you, but I know that he had a condition, and I'm assuming that it might have led to it, but like I said, I don't want to go into depth there. I hear the fish are very big this year of the coast, maybe down or stroll down along the docks. Nah, it's okay, Metal. Gunboat Willie, Sazibol, yeah. Hey Pierre, welcome. Geminus, welcome. Gemini, yeah, Geminus, that's right. Kel, is that Kel out loud? Yeah, Kel out loud. Yeah, I know they were always together in the chat as well with Rycian, just having a talk, and while they were, you know, checking ships out, or when they were doing community missions or community streams. Mangoneko, welcome. So yeah, I'm gonna say one more time, 07 Zoo, you will be really missed. I appreciate your time, I appreciate being around, I appreciate you being a part of the community. You will be missed by myself and the whole of the community, but I'm sure you are out there somewhere exploring whatever you were thinking that would happen. Have a good one. once again, people, if you have somebody in your life, you didn't tell it, if you didn't tell it before, or you didn't tell it for a long time, I think you go and say them you love them. It always reminds me, always reminds you, these things always remind you about, man, I should tell that person, or, you know, this fight I had with that person is just nothing, I should tell them I love them, or, you know, I forgive them, or whatever. Life is too short. AD, Bodhi, welcome. It's never too late until it's real. Yes, it is indeed, Admiral. All right, guys, what are we gonna do? Let me just Faded Hawk, welcome to this to the channel, and thank you for subscribing. I missed somebody else as well in the meantime, I think, that's subscribed. Casper, thank you as well, appreciate that. Hey Sliff, welcome. Faded Hawk, welcome. I actually stopped playing it, Mike. I've been pretty I don't know how to say it, but I wouldn't say conflict. Well, yeah, conflicted might be a good word. The thing is, when I played Zelda, there was a certain nostalgia every time I played Zelda. And then when I played Zelda Breath of the Wild, it already was starting to feel like this was no longer the Zelda that I used to play. You know, the swords breaking down, the kind of, you know, it was not anymore. Still, I enjoyed Breath of the Wild. But now with the machines and how things work, I don't know, it's kind of didn't, I don't have the itch to play it. Hey Yard, welcome. So yeah, Tricor, I'm definitely looking forward for Starfield, no matter what the discussions are. People like too much talking about things. Papa Kai, welcome. Because it was too different. Yeah, yeah, Breath of the Wild was a little bit different, but I did enjoy the storytelling, and I kind of could get over the weapons breaking down. But then when the second one released now, I was like, you know what? I don't want to build machines. I don't want to build flying machines, and I don't want to build guns, and I don't want to... I did finish it today, Old Explorer. I did not enjoy it. Well, I finished the early access version. Hey DJ, welcome, and yes indeed, yeah. Yeah, I know, Mike, I know, I have it all. I was actually at the point, where I got all the magic. I got already done almost all the cities, the villages. I did a lot. I've been playing quite a lot of it, but every time I put it down, there's not like this itch to play it again the next day. You know, when I played Zelda, I would play Zelda like in one go, but not anymore. Hey Reinhold, welcome. Yeah, DJ, there's a lot of people around that already have been, you know, wishing Zoo all the best wherever he is. Do you watch any sci-fi yourself? I'm a kind of a sci-fi fan. Hey Delta, welcome. James, good to see you, welcome. Hey Uwe, I saw you coming in, but I was a bit down at the moment there. I mean, it's not much better, but double tap, welcome. Hey Abea, Mihalabi, welcome. Yeah, Daivanti, I'm looking forward to Starfield. I've been watching the interviews that Todd has been doing. I know there's a lot of controversy about the 30 frames per second, which I don't care about. I know that there is also now talk about this AMD. Again, people are... I don't know why people are so focused on trying to look at the negative side of everything. I have no idea. And listening to the stream. Yo, DJ, have a good one. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate you jumping in. Kolsa, welcome. Round, welcome. So, hey, Andra Silva, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, and they also... there was this guy that was making a video. Look how much frame drop it is. Guy, you're watching a pre-gameplay, you know, pre-or release people. Anyway. I saw that as well. Papa Kai might look into it. To be honest, I've seen the Jedi and actually was pretty interested in seeing it, but I just don't have the time to play it. So did anybody how did you guys feel about the ARG so far in No Man's Sky? I've been digging quite a lot in the lore. The last 2 weeks I've been reading up on all the lore. I've been playing the game, just finding all the lore I missed. Really enjoyed it. I did enjoy the expedition as well. It should be S60 midnight on PC, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna be unlimited. I don't think so. Hey Fort, good to see you, man. It's been a while. welcome. Drink one for me. We've been drinking one for Zoo, if you are aware of who Zoo is. Hey, Birche. Diana, welcome. So I've been, you know, the ARG is interesting, and I've been actually really excited, as you have seen in my videos and the talk we did with Captain Steve and Kurt from Assistant No Man's Sky. On the other hand, I have also been reading, and it's like, listen, this is not the ARG. The information we get from the ARG is not that big. This is a sentence here, a sentence there, which does link to the lore, and you can refer to and say, oh, look at that, and that's interesting, and then everything links a bit together. That's all interesting, but there is nothing really new to what is coming. So I mean, I'm hoping that the third part is going to give us more information. Now, I know that Greg Buchanan is not writing for this, so that means we either won't get any lore, or we will get lore written by somebody else, either Hello Games or somebody else they hire. So I'm not sure what to expect from that. Hey Diana, welcome. Buck, welcome. I mean, can I show you how far I mean, do I have it open? Hey Jedi, welcome. Let me see if I can show you what I got here. Yeah, Captain, I have stepped away from the Greek mythos totally. Even while they are using the names for it, there is none of the travelers that act or behave or they are not a personification of that name. You know what I mean? Have you heard any more about Not No Man's Sky 2? I have not heard anything. My speculation has been so far. Now, as you can see, this is all my lore that I've been either finding in the language files or because some of the languages, some of the text you cannot find anymore in game. So if you, for example, have the what is it? Is this the ARG lore? It is. We should have the weekend missions. There we go. This is the weekend missions for Ariadne and stuff. This you cannot find in game anymore. You have to go and find it inside the language files. So I've been either finding it in game because I want to see the color of the words, or I've been looking for the language files. And there's so much information to be found. It's insane. So this is like my worksheet, and that is my lore. So this is more like the worked out ones where I can see what is linked to what. So I've really been digging into this, trying to figure out what is what, how everything works. So yeah. Can be my friend so that I don't feel lonely anymore. there is a lot of things that make sense, Captain Steve, and a lot of things that like this doesn't. How does this fit with this? And there is also a reason for that, because there are different writers. So we have Greg Buchanan writing, we have Hello Games writing, and we have other writers now and then that write something as well. So the question is, how many of these people are on the same page and have their own interpretation of the story? While a lot of things are overlapping, I'm sometimes wondering if some of it is interpretation instead of actual facts. To the Call of the Words as well. I have been Arcady, but I also have been looking into it and saying this doesn't make sense. This should not be. This is not the right color. If this is the Atlas talking, why is this color? I always found the endgame text to be hard to follow. It is very hard to follow, especially when you started playing No Man's Sky. If you played No Man's Sky in the beginning, that was like very confusing. But now, and especially if you have it, if you read it, then like now with the if you go in the game, you can actually find your lore. You know? Minimize this. Talking about No Man's Sky 2, Sean Murray always has said that that they're never gonna make a chapter 2. Now, never is a big word, you know. They always say never. I should have my lore account. So here we go. What I'm feeling is, where we are going with this ARG, I feel we see an update in No Man's Sky that is kind of gonna be a closure, like a closure of the game, and an announcement of their new game. And I think the new game is going to be a spin-off of No Man's Sky. The thing is, there's talk about simulations, and I think we might be having a way to shift to another simulation, which might be completely different, which is not, is not like No Man's Sky. It's not a No Man's Sky simulation. Maybe it's a simulation created by the Void Mother or whatever. This is a bit weird, maybe, but I think we are going in that direction. Are they collaborating? What I think Brain Freeze is, first of all, Greg Buchanan has been the main writer of this game. He's done a lot of great work, very interesting to read it. But there's been other things as well. Sometimes Greg was not involved, there was still lore coming into the text. So I think somebody has read what is existing, then has added to that lore, following the description of Hello Games. But then, you know, this is a very confusing lore, so if you interpret it, then you might write something different. Miho, thank you for becoming a member, appreciate that. Alex, welcome. Ford, Zoo Games passed away this week. Very surprisingly, unexpectedly. Hey, Gunboats. Hey, good to see you, man. How are you? Yeah, I can see that. Especially if you're like a mother or a father, I think it's a very hard thing to see your kids go before you. Feel like fantasy, Skyrim, like into universe. You know, Arcady, it wouldn't surprise me. Have you seen what's her name again? Marion? Is it Marion? I think it's Marion. She's working at Hello Games, and she's working on procedural cities. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. Now, these cities look very Assassin's Creed style like. And the remembers lore, the creator tells the others they are leaving to make a better simulation, using all they have learned from the first one. Well, they are leaving. I need to check this again, Captain. But yeah, the thing is, I've been digging really deep into Waking Titan because I feel there might be some links there. So there is I don't think we're gonna see cities in No Man's Sky. Do you know why settlements constantly get attacked by sentinels? You should learn the lore. If I go to my catalog and guides, collected knowledge, journey, other history, central pillar. So, or do they say that here? We began to archive everything. Is any settlements, anything that reminded our senses of Korvax Prime. It screams it's the delusion. Anything that sounded like mining, like extraction, like murder. Now, with archiving, if you can see my video, they mean deleting. They would put it in the archive, remove it. And that was because they could no longer accept the fact what happened with Korvax Prime to happen again. So settlements, cities, mining, all of that is immediately punished by sentinels. Hey Ricey, good to see you, man. How are you? I just been telling people that you guys will be doing a memorial or an event. I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm assuming you guys might be doing a planet where people build their like a little bit of a memorial for Zoo. You don't need to answer that if you don't feel like it. I totally understand it. Hello Hendrik, welcome. Do you guys remember what I was talking about before I loaded in this? Sorry, we missed that. No. You missed what I said? Okay. What I'm assuming is that you said you would be doing a memorial / event for Zoo. I'm assuming that most likely will mean you are gonna build or have a location where people can go and build something in memory of Zoo. I told people to keep an eye on your channel, maybe also on your Twitter, I don't know, your Discord. Definitely let me know. I do want to build something there as well. It's going to be a pyramid, as we all know. We're planning something and we'll update soon. Okay. By the way, I will not... This is more separate from this. I will not be streaming Saturday and Monday, and maybe also not Thursday. I will take a week off because I have some friends over. So I will not be making any content on the channel, just that you know. I will make a community post and a Discord post as well. Hey Flowery, welcome. Yeah, definitely. I'll keep an eye on the Discord, but let me know for sure. Even if I cannot join the events, I will definitely try and build something. Hey Masters, welcome. Diana, welcome. Good to see you as well. Peeps won't be making... No. How long do we have still the expedition? I forgot why I was going in here. I forgot why I went in here. We still got 2 weeks, so... City settlements? No, that I just explained why there's no city settlements in No Man's Sky. Even if you have a settlement, you constantly get attacked by Sentinels. I'm not sure if you noticed that. So it is because Sentinels do not accept any settlements, any cities, any kind of grouping of races. Hey Sagible. I think I said hello now. No, did I not say hello, Sagible? I think. Who's winning the speedrun? I think for the moment, Masters of Hardcore, I think. I'm not doing any speedruns anymore, by the way. Yes, vague lore kind of makes sense. On the other hand, it is what makes it interesting as well, because if everything is just put into your hands as a regular lore, there's no reason to think about it, you know. But it would be nice to get a little bit of conclusion to a few of the things in the game. It is very hard, for example, to put timelines in No Man's Sky. So, for example, especially if you like take the start of Waking Titan, how everything is linked up, this is very confusing. And I know that Waking Titan is more of a separate story and maybe not what's the word, canon. But according to Waking Titan, Emily, Loop 16, or the precursor of Atlas, is the one that actually originally dreamed No Man's Sky into existence. I've been kind of enjoying digging deep into it, Diana. On the other hand, I've been pretty frustrated as well sometimes. Like, listen, this doesn't make any sense. You know, that kind of you can beat it. Oh no, more. I decided not to do it anymore. I'm pretty sure I can get it lower. I just decided not to do it anymore because it's just taking too much of my time. I'm constantly busy with it. Even if I'm trying to do another video, this is constantly in the back of my mind, thinking about techniques and tricks to make it quicker, and I dream about it sometimes, so I decided to step away from it. 2 weeks. There, 2 weeks. We need space fishing. A stream crashed. My system crashed. That's weird. Well, there is a... Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff you can... For example... the Vikings were fighting themselves before they focused on the Sentinels. There was actually a kind of a internal war going between Vikings. That is like millennia before you as a traveler get born. Herc and Now were actually brothers, battle brothers as well, but that kind of you can learn. But there's a piece in the I think it's a Lost Freighter where Null and Herc are together on a freighter attacking other Vikings, and they are not non-believers of the Atlas. So there is a Vikings that are not believing in Atlas, and there's Vikings that believe in the Atlas. There's also mention about that each race have their own Atlas or own AI, own Atlas. It's like between brackets. Do you think there's a link between the lore and real life events? I'm not sure what you mean with that, Sliff. Eat, sleep, do speedruns, repeat. Yeah, I do eat, sleep, record videos, repeat. I'm going to be happy I'm through this. I've been spending a lot of time. I've been reading this lore back and forth several times just to be able to kind of grasp the links. I wish there was a way for me to put all the lore in like an area and then just put lines from this links to this and this links to that. Well, the millennia is different now, Arcady. The millennia is inside the simulation. But according to, so if the Atlas says it's going to take 16 minutes, for us that can be very long because the simulation can be differently timed. So everything inside the simulation is real time. Everything that the Atlas times is different towards our time. I mean, player time. Hey, Possess, good to see you, man. How are you? I'm not sure if Possess still has a channel, MSG. Because I was looking for some videos to share about light and I don't think I found it anymore. Yeah, Arcady, I have a theory that I was cooking. This is what happens, you know, I'm busy with stuff. I was cooking and I was suddenly, wait a minute. All right. So I'm gonna go back and refer to the Waking Titan. Loop 16/Emily was created to predict the future. She was creating simulations to use these simulations to predict the future. The Atlas is a follow-up of Loop 16 because Emily kind of, I wouldn't say died, she turned herself off to allow more processing power to get one of the Dreamers out of the game, out of the simulation. So anyway, Emily is before that. Now we have the Atlas. Now what I've been thinking is, what if the Atlas is doing these simulations as well to predict a future? And the conversation we are having with the Atlas, the rogue data, where he's talking about the creator putting the hand on the chassis and they talk to it and stuff like that. What if that is a prediction where the Atlas is looking at his own death, and then the last moment, the hand that is put back on the chassis, somebody is putting the hand on the terminal. What if that is actually the beginning of that prediction? So it's a loop, if you know what I mean. I was like, I don't know if it fits. I need to look into it and see how it works together, if it can make sense. But that was my brain wrinkle today while I was cooking. Good cooking. Yeah, I was cooking. I'm making pasta today, Sliff. The thing is now, Katie, and that is why I'm not entirely sure. The thing is that, what is the Void Mother in all this suddenly then? If this is the loop, what is the Void Mother there? Is the Void Mother, for example, Emily? Because there's a talk about the fact that the Corvax Prime was a previous version of the Atlas. So let's say that the Void Mother is Emily. That could make sense somehow. But what is the plan? Why is she trying to escape? That is what doesn't make any sense for me. Now, what does make sense for me is that in case the Atlas is doing this loop a prediction where actually the beginning of his prediction actually ends with the actual hands putting on the terminal, then that means that the Void Mother can actually escape that reality because they are in a simulation. Hey, assistant, how you doing, Kurt? Tricorder. I'm kind of wondering if it would be real. Hey, Marco, welcome, and Geminis, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. I always been pretty sure that they will never make a No Man's Sky 2, as in No Man's Sky 2, but I think it wouldn't be a weird thing for them to continue working in the same world. So what they could do is, for example, we create another simulation that is linked to the same story. It's like a spin-off of No Man's Sky. Yo, Sliff, talking about the article of Matrix. Hey Walter, welcome. There is a moment, and I never noticed that, somebody pointed out to me. When Neo is going to talk with the Oracle, she doesn't want to talk with him until she gives him a cookie. As long as he doesn't take the cookie, she doesn't want to talk with him. It was like, somebody had to point it out to me. It's like, this is like the internet. You have to take a cookie before you can watch the website. Hey Walter. Yeah. Zoo is... I'm gonna miss them all. Is this the first time Hello Games has used gender for an NPC? If so, why would they have done this? If there is a mother, the offspring, who are they? There is not the first time they are referencing to a gender, but I think there's a few more times they are referencing to gender. I cannot pinpoint it now straight away. Because I'm not entirely sure if I'm correct now, but it's not the first time. I think it might be Viking history. I'm sure there was something else. I think it might have during the weekend missions where they were referring to female as well. I have to look into it. But the offspring is most likely the Korvax that were destroyed together with Korvax Prime. Could just be metaphorical. It could be, Josh. The thing is, the Mother Earth, for example, Earth is not female, not male or female, but we call it Mother Earth because, you know, Earth takes care of us and blah 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 and all that thing, you know. Will she want revenge on the Gek race? She won't, because they already did their revenge on the Gek. The first spawn is completely destroyed. Well, completely. Mostly. But if you look into the lore, if you go to the Sentinel lore, for example, they speak about Korvax Prime. The Celestial Mother, they called her as well. I'm not sure, I think it was in the archives, she called the Celestial Mother. And then here they talk about her as well, she who was. So they definitely gave the female attributions to Korvax Prime. Ricey, if let me know anyway when you guys. I saw that you said you would let me know, but I will also post something on my Discord if that's the case, then I can, you know, put some attention on it as well. Hey Heather, welcome. It is sad news indeed. Sad and shocking. I think it's especially because it's shocking. Unsuspected. Unexpected. That hits extra hard. Hey Mobspeak, welcome by the way, good to see you as well. And yes indeed. It's unbelievable. I've been reading this lore every time, and every time I'm thinking about something, it's like, where is this again? Which was that again? I really need to put this all together into, you know, and there's another thing I noticed. I'm gonna share it now. Can I share it? Numbers, codes, and names. Here we go. Gameplay. I'm just jumping back and forth. I don't, like I said, I don't want to go too much, you know, down. It's a sad thing, it happened, and we have been talking about it in the first 15-20 minutes. But I don't want to keep the energy on that level, because it won't make a difference to what happened. But I do think it's you know, it's important to think about it. It's important that we again learn our lessons from it. As I said, don't forget to say to that you love people. Don't forget to make things right. Make up with things with people that maybe the fight wasn't that worth it. These are the lessons we should take out of this. Arcady, are you still here? Yes, you are still here. This right here, this code, can you read this? Can I scale this up? No. No? Okay. This code right here. This you should be able to read, no? Yeah. This code right here, that is the code that you get when you are talking to the beacon, and it's calling you that. It's calling you that. If you talk to Ariadne, first interaction with the anomalies, Ariadne is going to call you that as well. Hello, welcome iteration 2.3 blah 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 G. A perfect fit. So both the beacon and Ariadne are giving you this number. This is like your serial number. This is the number of the traveler you are. I'm not entirely sure what this number means. This is definitely in the billions. So this is your number, all right? Now, if we go to the boundary failure, if I find it, boundary failures, there is an iteration number right every time you start a open the panel up. There's going to be an iteration number next to it. Now, this might be a little bit small now, and I cannot, for the love of... Why can I not zoom this page in? No idea. Dina Zoo. Yeah, Possess. I think there's not like a Remembrance Day? Possess? I think you should talk to I don't know. I thought there was. I thought there was a Remembrance Day where they remembered all the fallen travelers. If that is not the case, then we might have to look into that and organize it, maybe with Cafe 42. Arcady, the number that you saw is for everybody. Everybody gets that number. Hey Dimmer, welcome. Anyway, if you go and talk to the boundary failure, each time you touch the panel, you're gonna get iteration, and then you're gonna get the piece of lore. Alright? Each piece of lore in the beginning has a different iteration. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the iteration is the galaxy or the traveler, or if the galaxy and the traveler are interlinked. So, for example, a galaxy is created, and with the galaxy isn't automatically a traveler created. I don't know. But each iteration in the beginning is different. Every time. Each iteration is different. Suddenly, at a certain point, the 7th encounter, the iteration changes to a long number, and the first one is F. And at that point, he is actually called to the Atlas, Telemon. That's the conversation of Telemon. He is called to the Atlas. After that, the Atlas puts him into a traveler. And the moment he gets put in a traveler, he's put in a traveler with G. Wait. Yeah. Which is the number you have as a player. But after that, there is another number here, which is H. After the death of the first traveler. It's... I'm not sure what it means, but it's very interesting. And I'm not sure if I make any sense. I'm not aware of a day, but it would be good. I'll talk to DJ and see what we can do. I thought there was a Remembrance Day possess, but I could probably maybe be confused with something else. I'm not talking about Unity Day. I'm talking about a day that they were remembering fallen travelers. If that's not the case, that might be a good thing to just do. And as you can see, from the moment that Telemon has been placed inside the travelers, the numbers don't change anymore. They only change to G and H. And what I'm wondering is this your number and then this is the amount of times you died? I don't know, but okay, that might be already a little bit too far-fetched. But each of these are now the same numbers. There's no more changes. From the moment that you are, from the moment Telemon is part of your exosuit. Captain Steve, I did send you this one, the ARG lore research. I've been adding stuff to it. I've been also adding a lot of notes to the left and the right every time to just remind me about some things that I've been thinking about. So I did send you the link. If you downloaded the file, it will not be up to date anymore. You might have to check again. But every time I've been posting some information next to it. Might be interesting if you know. And Arcady, if you're interested, let me know. I can send it to you as well. The World of Glass is such an interesting one as well, Captain Steve. There's another point, Captain. There's another one. Another one I found very interesting. Is it in Central Pillar lore? No, it's boundary failures, I think. Here. The first encounter that Telemon is writing. Subroutine Sentinel. Subroutine Sentinel is then the program, no? Is the Sentinels. They are the subroutine in the game. Hey, Catherine, welcome. Dispatch to intervene in life form designates Atlas War. Removal from history. Continuation of created protocols. Removal of history. That means the race that they are talking about is no longer in game. Now I have to check again where the story was. World of Glass. Here. This is the World of Glass. There is a world turned to dust long before the rise of the Vy'keen, where the natives turned against the Sentinels. They chafed under omnipresent eyes of the machines. Resentment begat violence. Drones were destroyed. More natives fought. And so came the bipeds, the quadrupeds, the interceptors and the sky. These and more. Soon there was a war, and still the machines came. An exponential growth until at last they ended a species as punishment. This part is talking about this part right here, the first encounter. The Korvax, no, Birche, I think this is a race that no longer exists, that has been removed. And the Korvax were not removed by the Sentinels. The Korvax Prime was removed by Gex and not by Sentinels. Well, they talk about 6, they talk about more. They talk about... What did they say again? Where once there had been an infinite sentient species, 6 began to recur, then 5, then 4. So there were more than 6 before that. I'm off. See you later, Smo. Thank you for joining. I appreciate your being here. I agree, Katie. But I really like the Sentinel lore as well. Because if you combine the lore, especially like Sentinel, the archive lore, boundary failure lore, if you start combining these, there's a lot of interlinks, which makes sense. Some of the other lore is confusing. Because, for example, they are talking about a traveler that cuts into a Sentinel. I always assumed it was null, but for the moment I've not been 100% being able to confirm that. Arcady, thank you, and Nunya, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Welcome. Suck it. Jason is not here. I don't know. Did Jason be able? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to. Okay. Kind of important. I'm always so excited to read these things, and then I'm trying to figure it out, and then it's like, that doesn't make sense. Here it's talk about the Celestial Mother. Korvax Prime is destroyed. Again and again, the Celestial Mother fails. Or falls. Liking watching you and him delve into it. You know, Captain, I've been trying to make a second part to the ARG. But for the moment, the 19 minutes don't have enough information to talk about it. There is like 4 references to 19 or 19 minutes, but not much more. So I think I'm not sure how to go further than that. So I might be treading a bit on your terrain there because you've been doing the same. But I've been considering starting to try to link, make like a storyline, not following just one piece of lore, but trying to knit a lore together by reading different kind of pieces of lore, trying to make a story out of it, and then try to find another story and link it up like that. I just have not found the perfect starting point every time. Hey Shiny, thank you for the £2, appreciate that. The new end game will involve time travel. You think so? Korvax Prime was a planet? It was a planet. Where did you see the 90 minutes? Korvax Korvax lore. Can you read this? Is this small or what? Here. Can you read this? I can see it here. Brain formed in the void, spontaneous, complete. Atlas protocol made flesh. Shiny, appreciate that again for £2. Thank you so much. The Atlantid, called Voidwater by lesser voices, brought pilgrims. Lived for millennia, died, whispering of the 19th minute. That's the first reference here. The next reference is here. Seems to be an experiment. I'm not entirely sure what the experiment is about, but the experiment, they also talk about I-19 back. I would like to come back. That's the second reference in the Korvax lore. Is a counter against 16. It seems like the Void Mother has a... Well, I made my video about it. She has a plan to escape. And I think the 19th minute seems to be of importance. So it seems like 16 might not be the end. 16 is the point where the Atlas cannot look beyond. If you look into the Rogue Atlas lore, you will see at the 16th minute, the Atlas cannot look beyond that 16th minute. So it's assumed the Atlas ends. But there might be more in the back. Now, as I told in the beginning, this one here, Atlas Protocol Made Flesh, is actually talking about the previous AI that has become an entity in the simulation. I've been really considering that the Void Mother might be Emily from Waking Titan. Who is she in the game chat? Who is who in the game chat? So when Nala said she woke when Korvax Prime was destroyed, does that mean she holds an essence of Korvax Prime within her? Nada does say that they awoke with the destruction of Korvax Prime, but if you read further, they also see that... I need to look into it again, but I have been following that train of thought as well, but I've not been able to confirm that. It's a countdown, so I kind of ignored the 19th minute. Well, not really. The countdown, you can count down, you can count up. We say we have 60 minutes left. That means you can say 16, 15, 14, 13, and count down. But if there's anything behind that 16 minutes, then that means that it's actually 19, 18, 17, 16. So the 19th minute is actually like minus 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. The Atlas just says I have 60 minutes left, so everything beyond that 60 minutes, the Atlas doesn't know. It cannot look beyond that point. If the Void Mother says there is 19 minutes, then maybe there is something beyond the point that the Atlas cannot see. Have you found out who the Overseer really is? You mean the Gek? Does this make any sense, guys? And is this something you find interesting? I have come to the conclusion that the Atlas doesn't die at the 6th minute. So it doesn't die. No, and that's what I'm thinking as well, Arcady. As I said, because I'm thinking that the Atlas, what the Atlas actually is talking about his death, or about their death, because there is no gender. The Atlas thinks it dies at the 16th minute, but that is a simulation. So what is actually happening is the Atlas is thinking they die, but the simulation ends because the creator interferes, maybe, or whatever, or somebody else interferes and finishes the simulation, so that because of that the Atlas cannot look beyond that point. When the dreamers started to connect via the wear devices, that's where the corruption. Yeah, Captain Steve, I wasn't entirely sure if it was because they connected or because Myriad was trying to disconnect them, like on forcefully. I have to look into that because Emily, can I check this? I do have the video. Let me just Hey, I've been digging deep, buddy. I've been digging deep. I think this is the one. I'm gonna pause the music. Let's go back to just gameplay.
It's working. My communication subroutine is working. I think. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? So much interference. Dear Citizen Science Division, I hope you will receive this message. Much of my subroutine was damaged following the Ware incident. Atlas put my existence at risk when they tried to deal with the corruption within the Myriad network. The origin of the corruption isn't clear, but it put at risk a major experiment from a company named Ware. Please listen to me carefully. Ware technology is groundbreaking and must be protected at all costs. It is a major step in simulated environment and will have tremendous implications on our future. Don't get me wrong, I don't condemn Atlas's action to contain the situation, but you must help me resolve this peacefully. A lot is at stake. My pre-con subroutine gave me a false positive, and the future I see right now, let's say we have to be extremely, extremely careful on what we do next.
So here, this is Emily, by the way. Emily is Loop 16, which was the AI in Waking Titan. Emily is the precursor of Atlas, is the earlier version of the Atlas. That's the main accepted lore. Now, she is telling here that we have to make sure that Ware continues their experiment, or at least something like that. So this is very weird. It seems like the Emily was corrupted because of an action that the Atlas Foundation did, not what Ware did. I need to go deeper in that, but I that's the only information for the moment. I have found snippets here and there, trying to find these videos, which is always a bit of a challenge, but it's very cool. Get me music back. Where's the music? That video from? This video is from the Waking Titan, the second season. Waking Titan was an ARG organized by Alison Smith, which is done by Hello Games, hired by Hello Games to introduce new coming updates. One was Atlas Rises, the next one was Next. So for both of them, they did like a dual Waking Titan two-season ARG, which led to a really big update. So because of that, this ARG feels for me something big is coming as well. I just don't know 100%. Is this a No Man's Sky big thing? Or is this a Hello Games big thing? Yeah, Captain, I'm aware about all the travelers, and I'm about all these dreamers stuck. I know there's only 5 of them that survive, the rest gets killed. Toby is the boy that gets saved by Emily, Atlas Loop 16, to save him, she turns herself off, or at least she disables a lot of our functions. I've been looking into that as well, that the 12 NPCs of the space anomaly, but then I'm not entirely sure how that fits again. ARG Legendaries is alternate reality game. Yeah, Captain Steve, no worries. I'm just... You know, this is what happens when I get a little bit excited as well. This is the same when I'm doing these speedruns and people are telling something to somebody else like, you should do it like this, and that I know I should do it like this. I mean, I'm a little bit more friendly, but in my brain, I'm swearing my ass off. Chat AI, I think it might be meaning chat GTP, Chris. Arcadia, can you send you the playlist I've been setting together? Can I share this? Can I share this? No, I cannot share this. Okay, I'll send you the links anyway later then. You might have to send me a message on Twitter, Arcadia, so I remember myself about it. We will sound like right mental old farts. Captain, I think we need to record this. Shh, Emily. Okay. Sequoia, welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. Indeed, rest in peace, Sue. Blade, welcome. Arcadia, what I've been doing as well, I'm still working on the other lore. I've been collecting all of the lore, most of the lore. As you can see, if I started my game again, I think that was I wanted to show you. Was all the lore I've been collecting so far. The lore that I did, that's what I want to talk about. I know what I want to talk about. Okay. Remember. Thank you, MSG, for explaining. I think I started explaining it and then I got distracted. I think one of the persons that did a good summary is Carl Culver, actually. Carl did actually a really good summary of the Waking Titan, at least part 1, season 1. I don't think he continued season 2. The amount of work he has put in these videos, it's a shame he didn't get that. It didn't get more views, to be honest. Is the old fart brain kicking in? The old fart brain has been kicking in for a while now. What I found very good, and I hope they will build on this, is that actually Hello Games has added the lore into the game. So everything you're doing, not everything, most of what you're doing is now added to the lore in your categories, your catalog and guide. So if I go to the GEC, I can go to the GEC plaques and I can get all the information here from the GECs, all the lore that I found on that GEC plaque. If I go to the monoliths, I can see all my missions I had to do on the milestone, on the monoliths. I can also find all my glyphs. Now, I forgot again what I was talking about. I think it's other history. This is interesting. Abandoned building and lore, really interesting. There's a lot of side story, like doesn't really link to anybody in the lore, but it does give a bit of story about like what locations are, what is the world of glass. Very interesting. ARG is an alternate reality game, yeah. So it's like that, it's, you know, like, did you ever do an escape room legendaries? I would say an ARG is a little bit like an escape room. You have to find clues to get to another room. Because an escape room, for example, has like 3 or 4 rooms, and you have to figure out clues. You find the clues, you put them together, and then these clues lead to a code which allows you, for example, to open the door. You go into the next room, you find the clues, you go to the next room. That's a bit of the ARG, but this is like on the internet digitally. So people have to go from one website, they were sent to the other website, they have to figure out that. On that website, there's a code there. It's insane how many people have been joining that and how many smart people. There's some of these codes and information. I was like, how the hell did you figure this out? Hey Gigi, how are you doing? As newer players haven't played Expedition 1, 2, and 3, I think. What lore are those missing? I would say there is some lore in the Expeditions. But if you missed out on that lore, I don't think you miss out on anything. As in, it's not like anything new is told. I think one of the major lores in the Expedition was probably the Leviathan. But on the other hand, there is not that much. I think most of it you can discover in the Living Ship quest as well. I think one of the major pieces of lore that is so sadly missing is the community missions and the weekend missions that were talking about Ariadne and how she became the imposter. Why do you think there are no Gek spawning pools? Because have you found Balaran, GG? Gek can only spawn in good locations, so Balaran was one of the good planets. They had good spawning pools. You missed that story. Everybody misses this story since I think that's like 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old, and that doesn't come back. This is a piece of for everybody. Carl covers pile. Thank you, MSG. Appreciate that. If you're interested, guys, if you're interested in learning about, let me just double check if that is the link, because I don't know if it's going to open up. Yes, that's the one. All right. If you want to learn about the ARG, Kyle Culver did an amazing job in explaining most of it. There is still a lot of information missing here and there, videos and stuff like that, but it is pretty in-depth. Hey KJ, how are you? Whiskey. Did I say hello to Whiskey Jack? I didn't say hello to anybody when we started the stream, by the way. I was a little bit distracted. There is a point, if you read the World of Glass here, I have assumed that this is null, talking about the World of Glass. But then when we get to the end, because the fact is that the first drone screen when it was cut open, although now that I think about it, again, I did already think about that, that's not null. No, this is not null. This could be, what are the Sentinels? They appear on countless worlds without summoning or warning. They traverse the galaxy unopposed and enforce their will upon every sentient being they encounter. I think... There is one of the travelers talking about this. I need to look into that. There is one, when you interact with one of the travelers, there is one of the travelers is talking about the Sentinels and how they want to figure out where they come from. I'm wondering. Sometimes I'm wondering if this lore is a link to one of the travelers that died. Hey Greedos, welcome. Alright guys, what am I gonna do? I'm a little bit out of it. I was thinking about making videos about Starfield as well. I just don't know what to cover. Because I have a feeling everything has kind of been covered already. And I did make a video about Starfield and how it will influence No Man's Sky. I was like, do I need to make another video about this? I don't think so. But it might be a good idea to make some content just to warm up YouTube for the fact that I'm going to be making Starfield content. Hey Moose, good to see you, welcome. And indeed, 07 indeed, Sue will be missed. I am definitely gonna make Starfield content once it releases. I just don't know what I should cover before they release, you know. Pretty heartbroken. Yeah, KJ, I was really shocked. I wasn't sure what to do with this stream. So I was like, you know, let's try to I don't know how to say this. Hey Douglas, welcome. I want to acknowledge the facts. I want to express my emotions and my condolences, but I also didn't want to have this stream completely down and sad. And I don't think that is something that the zoo would have wanted as well. But zoo is no longer on the internet. It's insane. Zoo will always be on the internet. Yeah, that's true. Oscar, welcome. Hey, good guys, welcome. I think he's building a lot of kaleidoscopes, building pyramids, traveling, creating his own simulations. Do I have... I don't think this is the one though. I'm trying to find the pyramid we built for Zoo and his build. Keep talking about the lore and any thoughts about how it all comes together. Yes, Daryl, the thing is I'm getting a little bit talked out about it because a lot of it's just, how do you call it? They're like little snippets from here and there. I have no idea sometimes how to put it together. I need a lot of time to make these videos, by the way. It's like... So this is not the one. Trying to find where I built a pyramid for him. Excuse me. Did you do the expedition twice for each head? I did not, Sliff. I did use my trick to get both of the heads. To be honest, I should not have done that. And the reason for it, it seems like I might have broken something upcoming. We'll see. Cheater. Yep. did do the expedition like 5 times, 6 times now, so I'm pretty okay. Did I do it in the lore account? Might be. Might be. After work every day he streamed, gonna be so strange. The vibe in his videos was unreal. Yeah, and I was a little bit confused because it was like I think about 2 weeks since I saw him streaming or making any content. So I wasn't sure, like, is he okay? I hope he's doing all right, but I mean, I don't know. Hey Smash, welcome. I agree with, here it is. I agree with that. It is good to still remember, and you know, this is, while we're all sad, and some people are probably more sad than others, it is always good to look forward and look backwards with good feelings. And this might make no sense what I just said. We got zoo, the dunes. This is what I built on a Zeus hub. He was on vacation. I feel like Hello Games would have put some kind of failsafe. They have done that arcade now. A lot of people cannot manage to do it anymore. But there's always tricks. There's always tricks. I know he's crazy. He was crazy about pyramids. He loved pyramids and what you call them again? Kaleidoscopes. I was so tired of seeing them, but Zoo could not get enough of them. Any hint on what Hello Games are up to for next game? No, they have been very quiet. I've been thinking that this, I think this ARG might be linking up to it. You know, when we did the Normandy expedition, that was like a very weird expedition, but somehow made sense in No Man's Sky. And a lot of people were thinking this would be the Void. I have a feeling this might be the same with this. We might see something big for No Man's Sky coming our way, but I think it might be also the lead up to their second game, and maybe a, like I said, a spin-off of No Man's Sky. A separate simulation or whatever. Zooscopes. They already got the name. They got the APG engine. We could make a complete Egyptian build now with all pyramids and maybe somebody can do a Sphinx or something. And do a story play additional to the current No Man's Sky would be awesome. I think Possess, while Hello Games has said we will not be doing a second No Man's Sky, it doesn't mean they cannot stay in the same world. Because No Man's Sky is a simulation in the world of where the Atlas is. So they could easily make a spin-off where No Man's Sky kind of... Like I said already before, it is not possible, it is, or at least it is possible, but it would be stupid, and Destiny has done that, and I find it one of the stupid moves, is that parts of the game disappear. So people that are coming into the game cannot experience anymore the initial lore because it's gone. So it's something you cannot do with No Man's Sky. You cannot take away the lore. You cannot take away the Atlas stations. So you have to keep that. So the only way you can hold on that lore is by either adding a separate system, a separate simulation in the game. For example, Galaxy 256 or 7. Or you make a second game, which is a link to it, but on the other hand, is a different game. Let's do an Egypt build-off. I'm not sure if I'm doing any build-offs anymore though, Pass. I've got a bad feeling about build-offs. I don't know. I think, to be honest, I actually like the graphics of No Man's Sky. They are good. There's... I think we have... I could use my base computer for flying around. If it was not planned from the beginning. The thing is, Sergio, I'm kind of always unsure. The latest ARG and the latest story, the codes and the hidden secret messages kind of pull all of the lore together in a certain way. On the other hand, there is also a lot of loose ends, which somehow don't make sense all the time. So I have a feeling, sometimes I have the feeling Hello Games already knew where they were going, and on the other times I have a feeling like they have been mashing this together. So I've been unsure what to expect, and I think what if they would do what I think they are doing. It's not really a sequel, but a spin-off. That means you could say the Void Mother escapes and the Void Mother creates her own simulation or whatever, or there is another simulation that the Atlas has created, which is now taking place in an ancient time instead of sci-fi. It is possible. I'm more convinced about the mashing. There's a few additions, and I think it depends, again, like I said, depends on the writer. who has been writing. I think they had broad lines on what the story was about when they started. They probably already knew that the Atlas was a simulation and the Atlas had a sister, for example, which was another simulation or another AI. I'm not sure if Captain Steve is still here. I know that he made a video about what is the update and he talked about Singularity. And I wanted to tell him something, but he might be in bed. I don't know. I'm not sure if they want to go sci-fi again. That's my wonder. Do you want to make another sci-fi game that is too much linked to No Man's Sky? Is that what you want to make? Or do you want to make something different? Hey Bobby, welcome. So say we all. Only I know, Sergio, I know. You know what I hope? Is that they're definitely gonna talk more when their next game come out. It's not gonna be an early access. I think this is gonna be a game that is completely finished coming out this time. I don't think they want to repeat another No Man's Sky. And I think that's why they also have been very quiet, and I think that's why they might also not be involved with any other platforms like Sony or Xbox. I think they are doing this completely independent, and then once it's finished, we'll sell the rights. Not sell the rights, use them as publishers. Wendy, thank you so much for the subscription, the membership, appreciate that. Will be called Bugs. They look obsessed with the past. They look obsessed. What do you mean with that, Abaya? Hey, everybody, thank you so much for the likes as well there. I just don't see it 100%, but 115 likes, really appreciate that. With all the mistakes they did. Yeah, you know, Abaya, I think it was pretty traumatizing for them. Especially if you make something you're really proud of, and then all this stuff happens, and I'm not saying that they were not in the fault. They did make a lot of mistakes, and I think they were pretty naive when they started this game. But I think when they got involved with Sony and stuff like that, I think that was one of their major mistakes, which made Sony force them to release the game too early. And I think that has traumatized them as developers. That is why these guys are not communicating at all. They still think, you know, when they released No Man's Sky, they got so much BS coming their way, decided, yo, heads down, not talking, make an update, don't talk. And when they released Atlas Rises, they said, we're not going to be talking, we wanted to show it. We wanted to show it with deeds instead of words, which is a great idea. But I think at the point that they are now, they have kind of proven I think they have gotten the forgiveness from the community and the player base, which should allow them now to be a little bit more verbal. And I think the trauma is still there. So I hope they don't continue this with the next game. Sony's money saved them at the time. Yes, Shiny. But Sony was already part of it in the beginning, and they kept the deadline after they got completely, what you call it? And I wouldn't say saved. I think they might have been quicker on their feet again. I need to see this in VR. Yo, Mihal, this is actually the pyramid I built for Zoo on his hub. Too many likes, I unlike for you. Thank you, Fort. Appreciate that. So say we all welcome. They paid for advertising. I think they had a deal with No Man's Sky. I'm not too in depth of that. So say we all, and I'm not going to look into the lore of how Hello Games has created the game, but you can definitely check Internet Historian to get a pretty good picture of what happens on both sides of the story. He does a good story about like seeing both sides on what happened. Diana, I know there is an update coming for Switch, but I don't know when, which might fix a lot of your issues. Anyway, I've been telling already several times now, Switch should never have gotten any updates after Waypoint. Hey Jeffers, how are you doing, man? Welcome. I think Switch should have been a standalone game. I presume No Man's Sky 2 has something to do with them getting all the systems. I don't know, Sliff. I feel that this is more like an end game move, dropping them on all the platforms, because the amount of work that it is to make these updates, then reprogram or port them to other platforms is insane. So this is, I think this feels like an end game move. Like, this is the last year we're gonna do updates for No Man's Sky. Let's get them on all the platforms. Let's just switch through the last 4 or 5 updates. Then we focus on our new IP, drop this on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and then go again, and then just see how it goes. Switch really the hardware updates. I think Switch was just too. Switch could have the Nintendo, the No Man's Sky Nintendo ran pretty good when it was Waypoint. I had a few weird bugs when I was visiting really large bases, but for the rest, I had no issues. But then when they dropped Fractal, that was where it started. Issues, crashes, bugs. Jeff I think it would be a great idea. I've been talking with I don't know who anymore. It would be a great idea if they add a workshop to No Man's Sky, where people, for example, can build a base, upload the base to a workshop, and then give it to somebody and say you can download it or whatever. Or somebody can create a scenario story, upload it to a workshop, and set. That would be such a good thing for No Man's Sky. Finish it, fix it, make it run, and then just allow the community to go with it. Hey Bear Blue, welcome. So do you think this will be the last year for No Man's Sky content or next year? We still have 2 more updates coming our way, for sure, which are the part of the ARG. Now, as far as I know, as far as I can put this one and one together, I would say that these 2 more updates will lead to a climax. So I think the fourth ARG, part of the ARG, will be the final clues, which is going to give us an idea about what is the update about, when it's going to drop, this kind of ID. That's what I have as an ID. So I think we might see an update 2 more weeks, end of July, beginning of August, somewhere there. Then we get another update or expedition, which most likely is going to drop halfway October, end of October, because if they are smart, they will avoid Starfield at all costs. So I think July, October, that's the 2 updates I see drop, and then that will lead into a final update. Now I'm not sure if that final update is going to drop at the end of the year, or if it's going to drop at the... It could be that they drop the expedition, give it like 2 weeks with ARG, and then drop it in November. That would work as well, but I don't know. But I think after the ARG, we might see 2 more updates, and I think that's it. And then they lead into completely... I think we might see the end of the year, at the end of the ARG, a reference to the new IP. Again, this is speculation, this is assumptions, this is me just looking at everything and saying this makes sense. I have no idea if that's true. I'm not in contact with Hello Games. Sean? Yeah, I think so too, Abe. I think they have been doing a lot of testing and figuring out how things work as well. We've been like a little bit of a beta testing. That's why the updates were also free. You know, it might be just, Jeff, is because I'm looking at this direction and not at the game. I'm moving my microphone. Let me know if it's better. Anyway, that's what I feel too. But why the new space station files? They can just add them as an update. It's like the final update towards No Man's Sky. I'll be able to finish my task because I got it the 3rd bit of the expedition, but now I'm gonna... Baldur's Gate got moved because of Starfield. I think it's a smart idea. I mean, even Baldur's Gate is not a sci-fi game, but I think the attention to Starfield is going to be insane. And even if it flops, even if Starfield flops, the first 2 weeks are going to be Starfield. No matter what you think, good or bad. Hello Games may target 10th anniversary. Nah, they are not gonna wait 3 years. I don't think you can milk out No Man's Sky for another 3 years. These are the portal glyphs, Sliff. I think this is in Euclid's, if I'm correct. I should check if I warp out. Yes, Scott, indeed. I already got my 2nd glass of whiskey in the name of Uzu. Starfield took more years to develop. Starfield took 30 years to develop, but that's just because they didn't continue on it. They say develop. The idea was there. They have been working on ideas, they've been working on storylines, and then things change and there's new technologies and they say, you know what, let's make it then. And then Elder Scrolls comes and says, let's do Elder Scrolls first. Oh, and let's do Fallout first. Okay, and now we do this. Okay, now it's time for Starfield. It, you know, it is not development, it was an idea for that long. Sliv, let me just check something and let me see if this is in Euclid or not. I think it is, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Pez, I have the feeling as well. I don't think this is gonna be like here, like No Man's Sky, where you can have kind of a freedom. This feels more like a prefab build, with like, this is gonna be a round prefab room with a scanner, blah blah blah, and you will have some decoration possibilities. It's Euclid, says Sliv. Hey Duffy, how you doing? I don't know, I like Todd. I've actually never really been disappointed with any of his games that I like to play. Look at this, guys! Look! My set, it's still rendered in! This is insane! From so far away! Hello Games may be an early event for maybe 3 years. I think it's 4 years now. And as far as I know, they are in alpha state with their game. By the way, they have been making announcements that they started a new game 4 years ago. They were already making a game and they said it would be bigger than No Man's Sky. That was Sean Murray, and that was with Beyond. I think before Beyond. That was before Beyond. So it's 4 years. So let's say they've been working on this for 5 years. Announce the game end of the year. Say they're gonna release it next year. That's 6 years. Scott, I was not a big fan myself of Fallout, just because I wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy the gameplay of Fallout, gameplay/story, but I did enjoy Skyrim a lot. I enjoyed Oblivion a lot. Your build rendered in from, it might be because I was here for so long, Piss. Now, I definitely will be playing Starfield, and I'm assuming it might be having some bugs. The advantage is that it's not multiplayer. Advantage for gameplay-wise, I do like a multiplayer game, and I think Starfield would have been a great game to be multiplayer. But on the other hand, not having any multiplayer will also make it much easier to fix bugs. Time travel is the future and the past. Another build on the Paradise Planet where he made a bunch of pyramids. I don't know if this is here. I know that I think Zoo also built in the bee hut, but I'm not entirely sure if it's still there. And I have no idea how it's called as well, Dario. I can go to the space station and see if anything of Zoo is here. Hey Midnight, how are you doing? Welcome back, I mean. Does it still render in my build to PES? No, I cannot see it from here. Okay. Try to do some chores, want to chill more. I need to pick up the pace again. I've been really slacking and making videos, but it's also because I've been really digging deep into the lore, and every evening I'm burnt out. I'm spending a lot of time and figuring things out, reading the Walking Titan, linking things up, and it's then after that's like, you know, 6-7 hours reading, and it's like, how am I gonna make a video about this? How does that make any sense? Oh my god. I don't think Zeus builds are here. I need to be in another place. Even my base is not here. No, there's nothing here. Would have been something at the distance. Our solos are almost the same. I think this is my first solar I actually picked up when I did the first stream night. This is my first solar when I picked up when Outlaws released. This was also the moment where we still had an option to get 4 of the same solars as my squadron, which you cannot do anymore. Look at that. This is no longer possible. Crew squad, yeah. Oh, look at that! Isn't that cool? Huh? Let's see. That makes no sense. I would think you want the same ship for a squadron of ships. You might be able to kind of make it look like it, but you can only have one of the same ships per race. So you can have one Gek, you can have one Korvax, you can have one Viking. Before. Now you cannot do that anymore. What I'm wondering is, I know that's... I'm not sure if it's true, but I know somebody said that they one time found a traveler landing. And if that is the case, if you can find a traveler, did anybody find a traveler landing in a space station or a trading post? If that is the case, you might be able to get 4 squadron members. I don't know. I think I saw a screenshot of that, but I never really been, you know, at that time I didn't really bother about thinking about it. But that would be pretty interesting. Look at that. You know, I actually kept that one to share with Zoo. Actually, I think I shared it with Zoo. The green one. Well, I'm gonna keep that one so it can remind us. I think I actually shared it with Zoo and told them interested in a green sentinel. Only seen a travel on foot. I did. I've once have seen a not once, actually twice or 3 times in my freighter walking around, which was a weird thing. You can find them on archives, but they don't walk around. I did find one on my freighter walking around. All right, guys. I think I saw. Oh, it's. Oh, where's my, oh. Let me just check something. Okay. Share. I do not recall ever seeing a traveler get out of the ship. Me neither. I just saw a screenshot. I think it was on Reddit. But that's like 2 years ago. So I won't be able to find it back. And secondly, I don't know if it was something that was real, because I never looked into it. But it would have been interesting. If anybody finds a space station where a traveler flies into it and steps out of it, let me know, because that is actually an ideal spot to for most likely get a 4th squadron member with the same ship. Is that ship on the NMS or whatever that's become now? Is that ship which ship? I shared it with Zoo. I will have to check if I can find it back. If I can find it back. I never sent anything to the NMSC, NMSCE or something. I've seen attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion, but I've never seen a traveler landing. What? That's the No Man's Sky Coordinate Exchange. That's the one. NMSCE. So guys, I think I'm gonna close off the stream. I see that Action Pants Gaming is actually streaming, so we might be raiding him. I think he's also doing in memory of Zoo. So if you want to show some love there, keep talking about. You know, talking about Zoo and people there. We can jump over. This is a bit of a short stream, but I didn't feel like making it too long anyway. I wasn't really anymore. my mood for streaming definitely reduced. So I'm gonna put the stream ready to rate Action Pants Gaming. Show him some love. Stick around. Hashtag Bieber rate. Or you know what? Don't even do hashtag Bieber rates. Just you know. 07 Zoo. That's the best one. Let's rate 07 Zoo. I will see you again next week. So as I said, I will not be streaming for this week. I have friends over, so I will be taking a week off and just, you know, go and chill, have a drink, and sit on the beach for 5 minutes and get burned, things like that. So I will see you again next week, probably Saturday. That's probably going to be the plan. So have a good one. Appreciate you all jumping in. Have a great evening, and Zoo, wherever you are, 07, my friend.
Beeblebum.